Welcome back, everyone, to the Stay Introverted Podcast. I am your co-host, Jay Coleman.
And I am your other co-host, Steph and Laffey.
And as always, we want to start off by just saying thank you for being with us on this podcasting journey. A couple of introverts just talking stuff, as we do.
As we do.
Well, we're going to jump right into it. Today we have a very special guest. So let's give a very introverted welcome to musical artist, Kaesevyn. Welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. It's confetti.
Oh my God. How did you do that?
I don't know. Awesome. I just, boom, and then it just came down. That's crazy. I thought you guys did that.
No.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
That's wild. All right. So now there's tricks in the repertoire. That's great. That's great.
All right.
So first we had the earthquake in New York. Now we had an eclipse, and now suddenly confetti is just exploding on our guest screen. Got it.
You know what?
Okay.
They all come in threes. You know.
At least the last one I can deal with.
There you go.
So thank you so much for joining us today. Earlier, before we hopped on and started recording, you said that you had the best Monday that you've had in a while. So
absolutely,
I love that. What was so special?
It just, like I said, it just felt different. Sometimes you just wake up and like you feel like almost like a different energy in the air. You know what I mean? It just felt like today was going to be a great day for opportunity, to see something different, do something different, have some sort of a breakthrough or something like that. I really couldn't tell you, but I for suredly know that today has been a better Monday for sure for me in the last almost 6 months. I absolutely, hands down.
That is amazing. Wow, I'm so happy for you. You know
Same
what?
here.
It was a pretty good Monday today over here, too. What about you, Jay?
Same here. It was actually a pretty chill day at work. Anyone who knows me knows that Monday is my least favorite of the days.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not a fan favorite. Would not recommend all of those.
Absolutely.
I would recommend this Monday. This is a good Monday.
Oh yes. Mondays are, we don't want them. We just kind of trudge through and deal with it just because it's here, And then once we get through Monday, okay, fine, sure, all the way up till Thursday, Friday, and then here's the weekend, and then we're back to Monday again.
Right, it never ends.
I did
just
have
keep on weekend.
One of my followers actually did say, once you get past Monday, that Tuesday isn't much better. She said Tuesday is Monday's ugly sister, and I have not been the same since.
I've never heard that before. But wait, we all hate Mondays. Isn't Monday the ugly sister? I don't.
Hey.
That's so funny.
It made sense to me, and I'm just gonna rock with it. Like I said,
you know what?
My life.
You can't argue with that. That's sound logic right there.
I can't, because like you ever had some Tuesdays that feel like Wednesdays, but it ain't Wednesday. It's still Tuesday.
Yeah, all the time.
I mean, that's part of the reason why I'm not really into the calendar. I'm like, whatever. What does it matter if it's not Friday or Saturday? I really don't care.
Exactly.
Although I do like Mondays because I can work from home on Mondays, so that's
fair
nice.
enough.
Some Mondays, some Mondays are good. I'm not gonna sit here and say like I just have a strong disdain for Mondays. It just sucks because all of the crap that happens on a Monday carries all the way until like Friday.
Yes.
We're still dealing with what happened on Monday, and here it is. We're like 4 or 5 days into this week.
Right.
Can we please just get through?
So, okay, quick question for you. Would you rather get bad news on a Friday afternoon or a Monday morning?
It depends on the bad news. It depends. It
Right.
really depends on the bad news.
Who's it coming from?
Who's it coming from? What it's about?
Right.
You know what I mean? And like how bad is it? Right? Like, is it like a
Right.
minor inconvenience or like life changing? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it really depends, because if it's something like life changing bad news, no, hit me on a Monday. Hit me on a
Right.
Monday. Because then
Mondays already
I've got the whole week to deal with. I got the whole
Yeah.
week to just go through it. Hitting me with that on a life changing news on a Friday, no, the world's over. Nope.
Right,
nope,
because
roll the top.
like I can't do shit on Sunday. I can't do
I
shit
can't.
half of Saturday. Like,
I can't do shit today.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
No, that's a really good point. I think I'm probably inclined to agree. Like, if something life altering, yeah, you tell me on Monday. Like, if it's something small, okay, I can probably rock with it. Saturday or Sunday, I'll probably be fine through the weekend. But like, don't tell me I'm fired on Friday. No, sir. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Because I'm not going through my weekend.
All right? Everyone's last day will be that day. Don't do that.
I'm not going through the weekend on this bullshit. No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so on the flip side, would you rather receive good news on a Friday afternoon or a Monday morning?
Oh shit, that's a no-brainer. Friday. You
No,
weren't gonna
not
stop my
always.
weekend. No, you're not gonna stop my weekend, man. No, you're just making my weekend that much better. All right.
There we go.
Nothing.
I
You
like
can't
that.
ruin. It's Friday. I don't have to deal with
Right.
any of this tomorrow. I don't care.
Right.
Do what you got to do. Good news. The manager that we all don't like is getting fired. Fantastic. Now I don't have to deal with nothing Monday when I come back. Great.
That's
Like,
true. Good point. Very good point.
But then, in all seriousness, I probably would say the same thing. It depends on the good news. It depends on like what it is. You know what I mean? Like, if it's news of like a promotion or something like that, no, tell me Monday. Tell me Monday.
Yeah.
Because then I've got
exactly.
all week. Then I've got all week to plan out. Okay, what am I gonna do with my new ego? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need time to sit on this. I can't
I
use the
love
weekend
that.
because then I'm gonna go power mad.
I love that. So question. So if let's say you did receive bad news or good news or whatever on a Friday, like you receive it on your terms, how do you celebrate or cry?
Okay. No, that's fair. No, that's fair. That's a fair question. I understand what he's asking. So if it's all right, so if I receive good news like on a Friday, and it's like it's not like life altering, life changing, nothing crazy, right? It's just like really good news, like hey, we hit the lottery or some shit, like something small, whatever, right? But something small, like hey, we got an extra couple $100, couple thousand, whatever, right? At that point, no, dude, we're if we don't go out, we're getting bottles and we're getting shit faced tonight because we don't have anything to do in the morning. We are ruining ourselves tonight, so that way we don't have to get up tomorrow and do anything.
Right.
Bad news on a Friday night. Let me see.
Same thing.
Not shit faced. Not shit faced.
Interesting.
Probably honestly, probably will get high more than anything.
Okay, fair enough.
And probably, fuck, dude, I don't know. Probably turn on my PC and get into music mode or something like that, and just vent my frustrations, making a beat or making a song or something. If not, just gonna sit here and binge Law and Order. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good taste. I love it. Law and Order SVU.
You listen to me. We're on season 22. We finally got to season 22.
Oh shit! I thought I was bad with that show.
Episode like 8 or 9 we're at now. We're just waiting for Stabler to come back. We don't care. We don't care about none of this. We don't care about none of this shit. We just want Stabler back. And we looked online. We spoiled it for ourselves. We looked online. Stabler comes back in season 22. We're like, all right, we just got to get through all of this shit, and then he'll come back. Okay,
oh
fine,
my god,
fine, whatever.
I
don't think I've ever made it that far.
SVU is awesome. I gotta admit, like I haven't, I kind of pop in and out in seasons with Law and Order, but SVU is my jam. Shout out to USA for running all the reruns.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting because
funny. Go ahead.
Is Ice-T still on the show?
Yes.
See,
He is?
He is not going nowhere.
He
Wow,
is
he's a
not going
killer.
nowhere.
He's not going nowhere.
We've now reached a point where there's like an entire generation of people who have no idea Ice-T used to rap. Have no idea he made a song called Cop Killer. Have no idea. He's playing the cop for 20 years. It's hilarious.
It's so and it's funny. So I remember being young. I never really sat down and seriously watched SVU to like the later half of like last year, right? And I sat down and I'm like, you know what, man? I really want to see what the hype's about. I really want to see why do people like SVU so much. And here we are, like 22 seasons later, like, yep, I'm not watching anything else until this is over. I can't. I don't have.
So funny.
I don't have the I'm not ambidextrous enough to focus on anything else until I'm done with this. You know what I mean? I can't move past it and watch anything else because then it's like, okay, great. Now I've got this show to watch and this show and this show and this and this and this. I'm never gonna get through anything.
Like
that's so funny.
The thing I love about Law and Order SVU is that yes, there's a lot of unfortunately a lot of sexual assault and whatnot, but I think it does a very good job of like adding that layer of nuance to the different storylines because it's like, okay, this person was assaulted, but this is how this person reacts, or this person reacts, or what might happen and what might not happen. This is how this person might talk about it or not talk about it, or what could trigger this person or not trigger this person, or like what happens during an assault. Unfortunately, it's rough all the times, but they don't really shy away from just kind of the different avenues something like that can take, which I think is good because you just don't get that level of nuance in a lot of other shows.
No, you're absolutely correct. I agree with you.
Although I will say, at some point it kind of took a weird turn where it felt like they were no longer using real news stories and they would just be pulling shit out of their ass. Like, I'm like, this story is like, who wrote this? Like, this is, what?
So what we've slowly realized just on our own, right, is like, we get it, right? So like a lot of the episodes that they're writing, they are pulling from headlines, they are pulling from like current events and whatnot. But so now we just gotten to the season where they were still shooting and still filming like during COVID, right? So now you're starting to see a lot more of that, and then you're also, like you said, Steph, you're also seeing like the writing is suffering a little bit because, like, dude, I don't really care about this story. I don't really give a damn that this is all going on. Like, I give a damn, but I don't care for. I don't care for this. This is stupid. All of you are horrible people. All of you are. Horrible. You can't make me feel bad about anyone in this episode.
Right. And there was one episode I like when they do like the multiple episode arcs where it's like a 3-part story.
Yeah.
But all of those are always insane. I'm like, what?
Like dude, just like don't. There's the one where it's like they, and I know it was about like Harvey Weinstein. Like come on, like, there's no way in the world this isn't that situation, right? But the way that they dragged it out made one of the parts of the story a season finale, and then touched on it in later episodes. It's like, dude, just convict them or don't. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Just get through this, please. Like, I'm tired.
That's so funny.
I'm so tired of y'all just drawing this out. Like, convict them or don't. Fuck it. Like,
the story's over. Please end it.
Just.
There was one arc where like this girl tied up this really rich guy in his apartment, and it turns out that like he kidnapped her and the cartels in Mexico. I'm like, why did he bring her to New York then? I'm so confused. Like there's just a lot of plot holes. But it's a good show.
It is.
Listen, all I know is somebody was getting paid for all of that shit. And I just hope that the right people got paid because, man, they just there's a whole lot to unpack in that one. I know which one you're talking about. There's a whole lot to unpack, and it's just we don't need to.
Do you have?
We're just gonna let this be.
Do you have a favorite episode?
To be honest with you, no. so when it comes to like TV shows, like I really, okay, well, it's first it's got to be like my favorite TV show, period, right? In order to like pick out one specific episode that's like, oh yeah, no, that's my favorite of everything. Law and Order to me, it's like it's such a realistic or like want to be realistic depiction of like what actually goes on, in the real world. That it's like I'm more than willing to suspend, my disbelief enough to, sit here, focus, and watch, right? But I can't. It's all gritty. It's all bad. It's all just horrible. It makes your skin crawl some episodes, and it makes you really sit and think like, damn, dude, there are really people out here like this that we never know about. But it's like, okay, no, that's a lie. All right, now that I thought long enough, if I had to say any episode was like my favorite one, it would have to be the episode they did about the mom to be who had a drinking problem, and they went over like a lot of statistics, and they put in a lot of information about what is it? Is it SIDS or something like that? It's infantile like.
Oh, I know you're talking about sudden infant death syndrome, right?
Yeah, that, and it's like how it was linked to women who drank so much as like a glass of wine and whatnot. It just really at the time it really made me and my wife sit and think, because at that time, honestly, we were drinking more than we should have. And it really made us sit there and think like, damn, it's hard to sit and come to terms with really like because we're trying for a kid, so it would be heartbreaking, if we're sitting here, doing all this drinking, babe, you're pregnant, and then the reason why, we're, what I mean? It would just, so it really, that episode had, like the biggest impact on me and her in that, like, we slowed down a lot, and I mean a lot with, with the alcohol that we consume. Okay. We're not, I would say at one point in time, admittedly, I was an alcoholic for sure. But, knowing what I know and, having dealt with all of the various ins and outs of drinking, and then just seeing that one episode on Law and Order, to me, it was enough to be like, okay, I really don't want to continue going down this path of drinking every night or drinking every other night just for the sake of drinking. It just, no, I'm okay. I don't need to do that.
That's amazing. Isn't it funny where the universe hides the message that you needed to hear? It's always in the most strange places.
And you never really think about it, you know what I mean, until a few weeks or a few months down the road, and you're like, holy shit, that's what I needed. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. And I do that too, actually, Jay. I'm curious if you do this as well, but when I'm watching a TV show, it could be the most random show. I will just see myself or my situation in the most random character, the most random scene, and I'm like, I gotta stop doing that. And you never know when it's gonna come up.
I don't know if that's happened to me yet, but I do. There are some times where I do kind of see myself in a particular character, or I guess I identify what a particular character is kind of going through. That does happen when I watch TV a lot. But as far as, yes, I haven't gotten to that point where I'm like, yeah, I should stop doing that. But who knows? One day it'll happen to me. Like, damn, maybe I shouldn't be so sarcastic. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm also the kind of person that will start crying from a comedy show. I'm like Sean's just like, what
from
do you?
Wait, a comedy show.
A comedy show, movie. I cried hysterically during Mrs. Doubtfire, and Sean's just like, my husband's like, what are you doing?
Okay. No, to be fair, especially for those watching and listening that don't understand or never seen Mrs. Doubtfire, I completely understand why. I understand why you would cry.
Right.
I can't I'm not in the same boat. Like, I didn't cry, but I understand exactly why
Yeah, like that
would. So I'm not even mad. I'm not even going to
comedy slash drama. Like, I thought you were talking about like a Kevin Hart special.
Right.
Absolutely. That's that's classic Robin Williams. Like, he's gonna give you like the funniest, delivery execution ever. But in the next 15 seconds, he's gonna make you bawl your eyes out.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
I feel validated.
Like Robin Williams will have
Absolutely.
you go through all the feels with Robin Williams. Okay, I cried when he passed away. So okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Anybody, just from our generation, anyone who didn't cry when Robin Williams died, listen to me. I don't believe you. I do not believe you. I don't trust.
You might be a
liars.
sociopath.
Absolutely. Robin Williams, he's gone. What, sir, ma'am? What do you didn't shed a tear? A single tear. Do you know who Robin Williams is? No. Let me educate you.
You know what he gave us? Listen.
Do you understand the impact that this man had?
Okay. That was Genie, folks.
The bad.
Genie.
Come on, man.
He was great. I kind of want to watch Mrs. Doubtfire tonight. I'm inspired.
Now you can't cry. Now that we've gotten it out the way already, now you can't.
True.
How many times have you seen Mrs. Doubtfire?
A lot.
See,
a lot. I haven't cried every time though. I've just cried more than once while watching it.
Okay. All right. Okay. See, now I can't judge anymore. Because I was listening to you, I was getting ready to. I was so getting ready to, but I'm like, okay.
I appreciate the honesty. That's funny. So what's it called? So what are your other shows that you like to watch, like when you're not watching Law and Order, or you just can't right now?
All right. So I'm watching Shogun. Well, and it is. I gotta say, it's fantastic. It is a fantastic watch. If you haven't picked it up yet, it is fantastic.
Okay, what's that on?
It's on Hulu for sure.
Okay.
And I know that Hulu and like Disney are rolling this bundle that they have. So if you've got Disney, like you can watch Hulu through Disney, which is crazy to me. But
it's on FX also, right?
Yes, it is on FX. Yep. It's like if you haven't heard of it, it's like this period piece of like feudal Japan. This European sailor. Well, he's actually I think he's like British or something like that. He's English. They're out to sea. They're a merchant boat. They're actually like a pirate boat or something like that. They're out to sea and they start to die from starvation and everything like that. Excuse me. And they're marooned on like one of the beaches, one of the islands surrounding Japan, right? And they're captured, they're imprisoned and everything like that. And now the captain of the merchant ship or pirate ship, whatever it is, he's taken captive, but then he's put to work as like a war advisor for like one of the what the hell are they called? Not like one of the leaders, right? Like there's this big civil war happening in Japan at this time, and this captain, he's taken captive by one of the leaders that are fighting in the civil war, or about to anyways. And all he's trying to do is secure his boat, secure his men, and then get the hell out of there because he knows that there's a war coming. Mm-hmm. But what he learns, the captain, he learns that the war that the Japanese think are coming is just the tip of the iceberg. You guys are fighting amongst yourself, and there's a whole other entity out here who's coming here. See, now there's a thumbs up. What am I doing?
I was like, wow. I gotta stop animated.
Talking. Dude, I gotta stop talking with my hands, and this is gonna keep
That's
happening.
So funny.
So he's trying to tell them that hey, there's this war happening that you all need to pay attention to, and if you're not gonna pay attention to that, then I'm the hell out of here. Just give me my boat and my men back, and I just want to leave. I think it's still going. There's 7 or 8 episodes already that have released.
Okay, so it's relatively new.
Oh yeah, oh no, it's so good. But
Okay.
It will, as long as you are like into like historical pieces, you'll find entertainment in this. But if you're not interested in anything like from way back when, medieval times or before or anything like that, you're not gonna have fun watching this.
I don't know if I could handle that. My husband would like it, but what about you, Jay?
Like, dare I say, if you're into Game of Thrones, you might.
Oh,
you
yeah,
might.
I love Game of Thrones. Okay.
All right, cool. Then you might like this. Jay, what about you?
Well, first question about Shogun: is it more or less incest than Game of Thrones?
It is less, a lot less, like Game of Thrones.
Oh,
it is. It has.
Jay's like, no
fair
thanks.
I can only handle one show like that in my lifetime.
I know. No,
that was a lot. That was a lot.
Fantastical as Game of Thrones was, it is no.
Okay, fair enough.
They're two totally different.
That was a very interesting author. Well, that was the writer.
So like, I'm trying to. It's funny. I'm saying I'm trying to watch more TV. I you know, I don't know if you know, but I have my own business, and I've been trying to get that. I've been working on that the last couple of years, and now I have the podcast with Steph. So I've really just been working. Plus, I have a day job. So unless it's like NBA basketball or CNN, I'm not watching TV. I'll watch.
Are you blaming me for not being able to watch
no,
TV?
No, of course not.
That's why.
I'm very clear on the things that I blame you for. This is not one of.
Okay.
This is not one of them. Trust me.
Well, damn.
Listen, I am nothing if not there. Okay.
Okay.
That's
Kaesevyn,
okay.
welcome to the show.
I like
welcome,
you guys.
welcome
I
to the show. Stay a while. Have a drink. Stay a while. This is what we do.
Oh my goodness! Hell yeah! All right. No, I can get used to this.
Nah, Steph is all jokes. Steph is awesome. But yeah,
I know.
But I am trying to make time, and it's really kind of a larger movement to just kind of bring more balance to my life, because I just like I looked around this year and I'm like, damn, all I do is work, and I gotta have like something on the other side to just take my mind off work. So like I paint. You see kind of the paintings behind me. Try to do that, and then I am trying to get more into TV. I'm really considering getting Disney Plus because X-Men is out. The new cartoon. I'm trying to watch that. That's like just a piece from my childhood. But one thing I did watch recently was The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live, and I have not watched The Walking Dead in years because it's too much. But all the spin-offs and shit I'm like, dude. It's like.
So for sure, Jay, my wife would hate you. Because she loves The Walking Dead.
People love it. Like I understand. But people love that show, and that's great, awesome. But yo, it's just listen.
Listen. You listen. I don't have beef with you because I feel the same way. Like I listen to me. I put in the honest work trying to watch. I think I got as far as maybe like season 5, maybe season 6. I'm not even sure.
You were a good
husband. I'm not even sure because I fell off so quick.
Oh so quick. And you still made it through 5 seasons? That's amazing.
It felt like a chore.
Yes, it's right.
It there's all this setup. There's all this, and it's when is it gonna be? When are y'all just gonna be fine? When is that gonna happen?
It's too slow for me. It's very slow. And that was a very good question. Like when is it gonna be over? It's not, because we find out. Oh, even after they die, everybody turns into zombies. Like, what the fuck is the point of the show? What is the? And then it's like, oh, that's what it means. The Walking Dead. Like, bitch, I know that. Like, like I get it.
Like, I know that. Like, bro, bro, when is the story gonna conclude?
Yes.
Like,
You don't
Right.
need.
are they gonna be happily ever after? Are they gonna, find somewhere where they can just hold up and then just be them? Like,
Yeah, it's like
Bruh.
and it's like you don't learn this in like the last season. This is like what, season 4 or 5, and then we're in like season 45 doing this stuff. But I did
Like-
catch the ones who live, mainly because of my girl and wife in my head, Michonne. I love her.
Absolutely. Okay, that's fair.
She's
That's
so
fair.
fine. Yes, I would hope for an apocalypse just to be with her. Everybody else, whatever.
Hey,
Aw.
hey, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do.
Hey, she's fine.
Yeah, not the
She's
hard.
fine. Ball ahead and Black Panther with the dreads, whatever. I love her. But anyway,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
she was with Okoye in Black Panther.
Yeah, she was
Mhm.
though. She was. No, I can't even
Yeah.
get mad at it. I
Yes.
understand. I understand. I'm not debating that. But all I gotta say, like, The Walking Dead, to me was like, it was really good in the beginning, and then there's too much story happening all at once
I hate that.
to put it all together in an hour's runtime. Like, I get it, right? Like, it's a continual thing, season to season. There's this story arc, there's this, there's that, and then you're going off of the comics, and then you're going off of this, and I get all of that, and that's great. But at some
Slow
point,
down.
wrap this shit up. Like, wrap it up. Like, put an end to this. Somewhere.
Right.
We don't need another
Finish your
spin-off.
story. Finish your story before you start a new one. Number
Yeah.
one.
Or
Thank you.
Or like tell the story
or
completely.
take a break and like go into a different chapter. I think that's kind of what. Who did that? Lost did that. It's like we focused on like the front part of the plane, then like next season, here's the back of the plane. They lived, and like then you mix them together. And it's like, but even with that, Lost.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
No, I was gonna say,
No,
like,
no,
even
no,
with
no,
Lost,
I'll
like, it
cut you
got to the point where once it started going back in time before them times, like, it's like, make a decision.
Yeah, exactly. And see what I would like The Walking Dead to do, and I'm gonna show my ignorance now. This is how hard I fell off. I'm not 100% certain if they've done this or not, but what I would like to see, right? I want to show me the story of what the fuck led to all of this happening. And again, I'm showing how hard I've fallen off because I'm almost positive that they have shown what happened that led up to all of this, right? But I don't
Would you watch it? Would you watch
would.
it if you found out? Okay.
I would watch all of that explanation for sure.
Okay.
I would watch
so we'll
all of that
tag,
explanation.
We'll tag them and let them know our
Bet.
request.
Bet.
We got you.
Bet. Appreciate it.
Okay, so when you're not watching TV or not watching, I'm just gonna shut up. All right, let me try that. When you're not watching TV or Law and Order specifically, what do you like to do with your wife or your friends, or like what is your favorite way to spend time?
So first of all, I have to preface this by saying I love my wife. Always have, always will, forever and always love you, babe, because I know you're watching. Secondly, after graduating high school, I didn't have friends. Well, I did have friends, but then, unfortunately, we kind of grew apart, went our separate ways. A lot of people moved, did their own thing, it is what it is. But so as far as like socially, like having someone I could call and say, hey man, you want to go hang out? You want to go do something? Yeah, I don't have no one like that. But
Right.
I'm not sad about it. It just, all right, it is what it is. No one is interested in, some of the stuff that I'm interested in and whatnot. So what I do like to do, when I'm not spending time with wifey or watching TV or anything like that, I am here in my little studio at home making music, either making beats, writing songs, recording, mixing, mastering, whatever, honestly, and just trying to, I don't know, just trying to make some shit shake, for lack of better phrase.
What kind of music do you make?
I love that.
My main genre is hip hop because that's what I, kind of grew up listening to, kind of grew up around, being exposed to. But I have been experimenting, trying to branch off from just hip hop. I know a lot, a lot of the sound that I've developed over the years doing this. A lot of it is reminiscent of hip hop, but then again, so is everything else nowadays. But I try no, but I genuinely try to like branch off into like rock, pop, indie stuff, folk music, even techno. Got
Oh, that's
all
my
the
jam.
all the subgenres. Like to me, music is such a wonderful thing, like for the world, right? Like I consider myself to be a music appreciator. I don't give a damn what genre we're listening to. I don't care. Country, I love country. I really don't care like what genre, you listen to, what we're listening to, whatever it is, right? A good song is a good song is a good song.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like
I'm the same way.
I'm 100% am like, I'm not one of those like music purists that try to sit there and critique you and have like a big ego. Oh, I make music so I know what good music sounds like. No, like I'm not that guy. I'm the kind of guy, right? Like I'll say, if I don't like a track, if I don't like a song, I don't like this, and here's why I don't like it. Because I want you as an artist, I want you to be better, right? And as far as I'm concerned, like I'm listening to it from both a listener's perspective and also an artist's perspective. And as far as I'm concerned, the only thing that I have to offer you in terms of like criticism is what I genuinely think, like, but all the way broken down, right? Like all the way to, well, who arranged it, who mixed it, who this, who that. You're right. I need to know. For me, I need to know all of that so I can genuinely tell you what I think. But I try to like mitigate that. I try to keep that like to myself, because I know not a lot of people are that great at taking criticism. And I know, you know what I mean? Like I've been doing this for so long that to me, I look for the criticism before I look for the like the positive reception. But I look for the criticism because I want to get better, right? I know I'm not the best. I know I'm not the best, but I want to get better in terms of like sound, creativity, ideas, substance, whatever, right? I want to get better. So I look for you to tell me, this is what's wrong with this track. This is what's wrong with this project. This is what. And I like hearing every now and then, oh no, you did a really great job. You did it, no, this song is perfect just the way it is. And that's great. That's a great ego boost. But I also know that like, I am looking for an objective opinion about what you're listening to. So not that I am diminishing or disregarding what you're telling me, because thank you for even taking the time out to listen. But I'm also looking for like, hey, if you would have done this, if you would tweak this over here or put this part right there, it would be better. That for me, oh my God, no, you're absolutely right, because I hear it. Holy shit, thank you so much. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that kind of stuff, like I run with. I absolutely run with it.
I love that. I think there's something so nice about having somebody take a listen and just give you tough love, because you know that they actually want to help you. Like somebody who just says thumbs up, yeah, like that's great, I love it. Like you don't actually know how they feel. Like, do you love it? Are you gonna listen again? Are you gonna binge it?
I tell everyone. So what I do before I release something, I always make sure that I do like some kind of like sample serving, some kind of some kind of research. I want you, hey, do me a favor, listen to this today, and I'll come back to you in like 2 hours and let me know what you think, right? Mm-hmm. Or hey, if you could, if you could tell me, 5 things negative about this song, or 5 things that you don't like about this, right? Give
so
that.
You're guiding the feedback.
Yeah, and I do that for a baseline, right? Like, okay, if I get 10 people to listen to this, and of those 10 people, 6 of them say it's a good song, right? not great, but it's good. Like, yeah, okay, I can see you listening to this if it came on in the car. Great, cool, that's you 6. Now we've got 4 left, right? Okay. Of the 4 that are left, 2 of them are like, I don't like this because it's trash. Great, so you 2 don't matter because you're just haters at that point, right? So there's a difference between like criticism and just hating on somebody.
Right.
I'm not concerned with the haters. Whatever. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Whatever, fine. And then there's the 2 that are left of the 4, right? They're indifferent. And they're indifferent because, well, I don't really listen to hip hop. I don't really listen to, right, the music that you make. Those 2 out of 10 are the ones that I'm looking for. The ones who don't listen to what I predominantly make, right? The ones who don't know, for all intents and purposes, just in the aspect of I don't listen to the music that you make regularly. So for all intents and purposes, for the, purpose of the research that I'm doing, you don't know and you can't tell me what a good hip hop song sounds like. So as far as I'm concerned, you're listening to what I've got here just as for what it is. And to me, that...
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that non-bias is what, keeps me going.
Okay.
I love that. Maybe we should take some tips about like our podcast. Like
target people who don't listen to podcasts.
If you're wanting advice from me, we're doing fantastic so far. So
we appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Absolutely.
you. But we wanted you to tell us 5 things that you don't like.
Okay, first and foremost, number 1.
Yeah.
No. No, I mean, I can't. Objectively speaking, I don't really feel like I got anything negative. I don't feel like I have any criticism. Honestly, if any, the criticism is going to be on my end because my phone sucks and so does my service. But it's got nothing to do with y'all. You know what I mean? Like that's but no, just as a music artist, I've always looked for ways to improve and getting better by any means, right? I've always I've always been my biggest critic, and there are certain things that I know that sucks. Why did you put that out? And then there are things like, how do you think that sucks? I worked so hard. But then I also know ultimately that I got to take a step back and say, this is the profession that I've chose. This is what I want to do. This is the playpen that I've stepped into. So I've got to take everything that comes with it. I can't pick and choose. I can't just, decide that I want this today and don't want this tomorrow and so on and so forth.
Okay, how did you get into the music industry? Like, what was the story behind that?
So initially, when I first started making music, it was 2010. What led me to lean into music initially was my father passed away when I was 14 years old, and as a coping mechanism, it's okay, I appreciate it. As a coping mechanism, trying to deal with my feelings and trying to express myself, trying to just figure out what the hell, right? I leaned into listening to a lot of the music that my dad had brought me up on, and listened to a lot of the music that was his favorites to try to like delve deeper and figure out like who are you in like the flow of your music library, right? Like who are you in terms of the songs that you've selected for your various like mixtapes and playlist CDs or whatever. And I think my love and my appreciation for music at that point I had become so entrenched in it that I figured, okay, well, maybe I will get to know myself better if I wrote a song or if I tried to do this and really like got into it and really like just tried to put my best foot forward. So I will say, like, officially speaking, I've been releasing music as Kaesevyn since 2018. I always say that I've been doing this for 14 years because that's where the spark happened. Like, hey, this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, to me,
Okay.
if I didn't have my wife, if I didn't have my kids, if I didn't have anything in this world, right? 1,000% I've always got music. Music has never once let me down. Music has always been there for me. It has always been everything I've ever felt that I've needed for my entire life. So I feel like without music in some capacity, whether making it, listening to it, whatever, right? Without it, I genuinely would not know who I am. Absolutely, I would lose my identity for sure.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Wow.
Is
your wife, is she a musician?
So the funny thing is, she actually she played clarinet,
Okay.
and
Okay.
clarinet and some other instrument in high school, and she's actually like more physically, musically inclined than I am, right? So like her experience in music is she's an instrumentalist, whereas I sit down, pick a beat, write something to it, and then just get on the mic. And now, like, just there goes that thumbs up again. Here we go. This is I gotta stop talking with my hands.
It's cheering you on.
I know. So she's more of an instrumentalist than I am. I just recently got into trying to produce, my own music and just trying to figure out what my sounds like. And it's very, excuse me, I would just, if I had to describe what I sounded like, it's very melting pot, if that makes any sense, right? Like my music is definitely structured like hip hop, but the sounds, the various, elements that you'll hear throughout a track aren't traditionally hip hop. They aren't traditionally, what this is supposed to sound like. There are different elements from different subgenres, different genres as a whole. There are a plethora of beats on my hard drive that, you would swear up and down, those two sounds don't go together, but fucking here they are. It's, to me, like I said, in the beginning, it's, to me, music is such an awesome thing that I don't respect anyone who tries to keep genres, separate from each other. You know what I mean? If you listen to rock or metal and you hate people or you hate hip hop, I don't understand why. If you listen to country and don't like hip hop, I don't understand why. If you like hip hop and don't listen to country or metal, I don't understand why. Because at the end of the day, most songs are pretty much all the fucking same. Someone's telling a story about something or somebody, right? It's all the same. It's just set to a different beat. It's set to a different set of circumstances. Different things are going on. I mean, but it's all the same at the end of the day. And it, for all intents and purposes, when you really think about like how to structure and how to arrange a song, it's literally all the same damn instruments every time. So what's the problem? That's
wild. That's such a good point. Wow. And yeah, isn't all music like structured off of like just a couple of chords essentially? Like,
pretty much. Pretty like once you really get into like the meat and potatoes of like making a song from scratch, you quickly learn that we've been doing the same thing over and over and over again for the last, I don't know how many decades, how many centuries, right? Other than the only things that have changed literally are the sounds that we've used. But like we still have music today in today's world, right? That basically mirrors what we had 50 years ago. Basically mirrors it. It's just it's got a new, it's got a new coat of paint. It's got a new bell and whistle. It's got a new this. It's got a new person singing, a new person doing this. It's all the same.
It's all the same. I never looked at it that way.
I can't wait.
It's really. It's one of those to go.
No, I've never really looked at it that way, in the sense that we're basically just kind of saying,
me neither.
The same kind of story, just to a different beat, different circumstances, different whatever. But you're absolutely right. All music is, it may not be the exact same, but it's definitely similar. So if you don't like one particular genre, why not? You know.
There's
Maybe it just like hits different people a different way. I don't know.
yeah, no, and that's exactly what it is, right? So like a lot of it, what they won't tell you, right? A lot of it is just marketing. A lot of it is just marketing, right? So you have this one song, and in the song we're talking about, boy has crush on girl, and girl isn't really feeling him at the start of the song because boy don't, he's not popular or whatever, right? And then somewhere along the along the lyrics, boy gets confidence. He starts going to the gym. He starts doing this. He starts doing or he gets a new girl or whatever. Right? Fine, great. And now the girl that he's pining over from the beginning of the song is kind of sort of coming around, kind of sort of looking at him, but not really. But then by the end of the song, he either gets the girl or he gets a different girl who had been looking at him the entire time. And when you really sit down and like you think about it, that's probably a good 32% of all pop songs in some kind of way. One person wants another person.
Say, I've heard that song before.
One person likes another person who likes the first person or someone entirely different. Right? It's all, like I said, it's all the same. It's all the same when you really think about it. But the key to it, or at least in the aspect of trying to be successful in the music industry, is how can you tell this story a different way that's unique and sets itself apart than literally everyone who's done it before you. And everyone who's done it before you is literally everyone who did it before you. Like, and we mean everyone, the no names, the names, everything, right? Like, how are you going to take this song that's been around for centuries at this point and make it special?
Wow, I guess it's the same as like as like any other kind of storytelling, if you think about it.
Pretty much, like if you take a listen to
like any other kind of art too.
If you take a listen to like to country, right? I actually make this comparison a lot, and people don't realize it until I say it. But when you take a look at country music and hip hop literally are the same thing. The difference is the difference in country songs versus hip hop songs are the locations. Literally, that's the only thing that's different. The locations. Country song, you're down south somewhere, right? Dirt roads, maybe a trailer park somewhere, depending on where you're at, right? Someone singing, sipping on a beer with an acoustic guitar, whatever, right? Same thing. The same thing. Now we take it. Let's go to New York. Let's go to the Bronx. Let's go to Brooklyn. Somewhere like that, right? Someone sitting somewhere, tapping away on a beat machine, fucking sipping on whatever they're sipping on. Literally the same. They're telling the same story, different perspective, different location, but it's literally the same
Holy
thing.
Shit! Wow.
Literally the same thing. And the reason why I keep it vague like this to not say anything specific, because when you're talking like this broadly, right? You to nail down two specific examples. I don't want to sway anyone. I don't want like, obviously my bias is showing, but I don't want to sound like one of those music purists or anything like that. But at least in my experience, I've been doing it long enough to realize, especially being someone who appreciates music for what it is, I've done it long enough to realize that it is all the same. And everyone's arguing over absolutely nothing.
That's beautiful. Wow. That's so cool. I mean, I guess it's kind of, we're all telling the same story over and over, just like we do when we, live our lives and share our experiences. We're just, music is essentially just a poem. It's just, based on any number of things that we all go through as humans. And you're just adding a beat to it, and there's such a limited amount of beats, so you're getting the same song over and over again, essentially.
The basic challenge, especially nowadays, is again how unique can you make this story? How unique can you do this thing? How many people can you get to relate to you with this song, with this story? And that basically makes up the Billboard Top 100s.
Wow. And wait, so interesting. So it's more, what I'm kind of gaining from this is it's more about the arrangement and the order and like the way that you like flow it together than it is about the original sounds and the original words that you choose.
Absolutely.
There's no such thing as original, right?
I mean, so in a sense, yes, there is, right? So like, it's not always like someone's sampling, someone from like the 60s or the 70s. It's not always someone, taking a line or two or like, a really popular catchphrase in the music zeitgeist. It's not always that, right?
No,
There
of course
is,
not. Of course
there,
not. Yeah.
there is room for originality, right? But I think one of the bigger issues is that when you're trying to appeal to the masses and like the mainstream, right? Mm-hmm. The mainstream is like a hyper focused like whole little thing by itself where if you don't hop on the bandwagon, if you don't get on the train, if you don't start riding the wave,
right?
You know what I mean? It's going to be pretty hard to break through all of the noise, and everyone's making a lot of noise these days, which is fine and fair for everybody. My personal opinion is that, when I started making music, when I, really wanted to get somewhere with doing all of this, it was a thing straight up of, how can I get people to just understand me? Right. Like my whole thing has always been, I just want people to understand where I'm coming from. I just want them to get it. I don't really care whether they like it or not. I just want them to understand, So the album, most recently that I put out on February 2nd is called Underground Heart. No key, we hear you. Please, I promise you, we hear you.
Good memory.
But no, so that album is love you too. It is hands down the most vulnerable that I've personally been with music in about 14 years of doing it, and to date, it is the most well received project that I've put out. Right, I wasn't trying to be anyone but myself. I wasn't trying to put on airs or put on a show for anybody. It was just, I want you guys to, for all intents and purposes, I want y'all to know how fucked up I am and how fucked up I feel. And I'm not trying to throw a pity party. I'm not trying to get sympathy from you guys. I just genuinely want you all to understand, like, this is reality for me. This is what I go through. This is what I deal with, on a daily. So, and when I put it out, I actually had a lot of people that I hadn't heard from in years call me and say, "Hey man, I didn't know that shit was going on with you. I didn't know any of this. Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you ask? Why didn't you this?" And it, it boiled down to like, I just wanted to get it off my chest. I just wanted to say it. I just wanted people to know, why I don't pick up the phone, why I don't come out, why I don't do this and that. And I just want you to know this is what I've been dealing with for, however long. And apparently everyone gets it.
It sounds like
I got to be doing something.
Soul cleansing.
So after it finally released and, people were able to give me their feedback on it, right, it felt like I was great. I closed the chapter. I don't have to carry this anymore. I don't have to, right, I don't have to deal with carrying the burden of these feelings anymore. I can do something else. I can focus on something else. I can go do something else if I wanted to.
That's amazing.
I'm done. I'm done feeling like this. So, hey, you know what I mean? And it just kind of adds like the cherry on top when, when everyone reached out and said like, hey, I'm really rocking with this. I really like how you did this and how you did that. And, I didn't know that you felt like that, man. Like, I'll definitely be calling a lot more often, and I'll, be checking in with you and this and that. And people have been, staying true to their word. So it feels, to me, it feels great to know that, like, that my taking a chance to be vulnerable with people panned out so well, and like people actually aren't just like, all in your face, like, hey, I'm here if you need me, I'm here if you need me. No, like people genuinely were here. Like, hey, look, I know you don't need me, but in case you do, dude, this is my new number. This is my new this is my new that. I'm only over here if you need anything. So
well, that's definitely
that
amazing.
must have felt so awesome.
And I mean, like, I'm definitely a big music lover. I can talk about music and how it makes me feel for days. But and I can't believe it's already been over an hour. And I feel like you can talk even more about music and just how it makes us feel. But
listen to me. Y'all don't understand. Like, look, I got time. I've got time. I don't care. But I mean, at the end of the day, just as far as like all of the music is concerned, this is just something that in a million years I can't picture myself doing anything else. I really can't. You know what I mean? Like, I know my kids they're probably going to grow up and do something entirely different than what I'm doing, and to me that's perfectly fine. Like that's cool. You know what I do. You know what I like to do. I don't want to do anything but this, right? But I would not be one of those parents, man, that like, no, you got to do what I'm doing because no. Like, I think the beauty of it is that I get to do this because it's what I want to do, and you can grow up and be a lawyer if you want. You can be a shepherd. I don't care. Like, you could wash cars all day long. I don't do you. Like, you could be an archaeologist for all I
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? Like, but it's so beautiful.
I love that. To each their own.
So yeah, absolutely. And then that's it circles back to music. To each their own. Like, you pick what you pick, like what you like, and just for me personally, just respect that music is music, and it really doesn't matter what genre that you listen to. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we all have one thing in common. We all have, some part of the same story. Different locations, different, situations, different circumstances, but it's all the same story.
Yeah, definitely are.
We're all humans.
Speaking of humans, this is the part of the show where one of us typically gets hungry, and today it is me.
What a segue! Wow, I was like, Jay's getting hungry.
So with that, the time, my favorite part of the show, the goodbye.
Oh, for sure. That's all right. For sure. I ain't mad at it. That is a great way to end the show. Like, hey, look, this is great, wonderful, but I really got to get something to eat. So I understand completely.
Yeah. So, do you want me to do the thing, or you want to do the thing, Mr. Hungry Man? Okay. Alright, so if this was a Stay Introverted... Oh, wait, we have to let him close out. Do you have anything you want to plug before Jay goes to eat?
Wait, what? Do I have anything to what?
That you want to plug, like anything, like any promotions?
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, to everyone... No, to all of the great listeners of this podcast, if this is the first time that you're seeing my face or hearing my name, first and foremost, hello. But no, my name is Kaesevyn. That is Kaesevyn. You can follow me on Instagram at Kaesevyn. I do have a Twitter at K7 Music. I don't go on Twitter though, because Twitter is the wild, wild west of the internet, and it scares me. So if you want to talk to me, if you want to chat, if you want to get involved or anything like that, by all means, hit your boy up on Instagram at K7. And the music album that we were talking about today during this episode is called Underground Heart. You can find that on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, Tidal, Deezer, wherever it is that you stream your tracks at, man, you will find my music. You can also make TikToks to my music if you're willing. That'd be great too. Regardless of all of that, my name is K7, and you guys have been awesome. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. And one day I will be back.
Yes, you will. Absolutely. We have a lot more to pick your brain about when it comes to
Absolutely.
music. So.
But I gotta let Jay go eat.
Appreciate
So.
Yeah. So let's before Jay's allowed to eat, I need to do the things that I always do. I might fuck it up, but here goes. Self-fulfilling prophecy. This is why I fuck it up every time. Anyway, this is the Stay Introverted Podcast. If you loved what you heard, be sure to rate it, review it, share it with a friend.
Stay introverted, y'all. We'll catch y'all next time. Thank you.
Stay introverted, y'all.